All right, here we go. I'm back and I've got good audio. Terrible lighting, but that's okay. I've got a new kitchen, new setup, and we're cooking again. All right. Now, can I remember which way do I point? I point that way, yeah. Okay, we're gonna cook something simple, yeah. Tomato Carpaccio, just a simple tomato salsa sauce, no, salad. And I'm going to do it with a little bit of meat on the side. So I've got this lovely, some nice lamb shoulder steaks that I'm going to fry up. This is all going to come together pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to get that pan, this pan over here. I don't want it too hot because when I come to it, it's going to smoke up like crazy. So I'll just get it started at 5. It's probably going to come up a little bit more, but I'll just leave it there. So that's going to preheat in the background. All right, now back to our salad. Back to our carpaccio, baby. First of all, I'm going to take this ginger and I'm just going to, I know you can use a spoon to peel it and all that, but I'm just going to do a rough chop with a knife. Get rid of all the nasties. Clean them up a bit. This knife is probably way too big for what I'm doing, but that's okay. It's the one I picked out. Yeah, so I'm just going to chop do a rough peel. Push that to the side. And then we're going to very roughly just matchstick it, I guess. It's eventually going to go on that, so I don't need to be too pedantic. It's just a nice rough chop to begin with. Make it real easy for me. I do love a good mortar and pestle. They do make a lot of jobs real easy. All right, so that is going in here. Another tool that makes life really easy is a bench scraper, but I'm just gonna use this knife and dull it. Stop, please. Thank you. Salt, where do I put this salt? So a little bit of salt just as an abrasive here, and obviously flavor. And we're just gonna give that a good mushy mush into a bit of a paste. I guess alternatively, you can use ginger paste, but this makes it feel like you're actually cooking something. All right, now that mercifully loud sound is over, which hopefully sounded good with my new microphone. I'm just going to spoon that into a bowl. Could have done this in that bowl, but it's fine. So, put him to the side. Him can go over there. He can go over there. And we're just going to very thinly slice up. I say very thinly. I'm going to do it as best as I can, which is probably not going to be good enough, but I'm just going to slice up some spring onions. I like to do it on the angle, make these nice little oval looking things. Just makes me feel a little bit more professional than I really am. Like I know what I'm doing. Now with this guy here, if you chuck that in water, he will start growing again. And eventually you can put him in soil and he will just keep growing. Obviously the flavour will get less and less and less and less, but you can reuse these. I'm not going to, but you can. And you know what? It's like having a herb garden. Spring onions are actually a very simple thing to grow and can make all the difference to the dish. So again, in with the ginger. And I've got some olive oil here. A couple of teaspoons. And some sherry vinegar. Good quality if you can, but just whatever vinegar you like. Sherry, red wine, something that goes good with tomatoes. And just a teaspoon of that. Alright, that's just going to hang out, marinate-ish. And I'm just going to quickly look at the recipe here and remind myself where I'm up to. So I'm going to slice up those tomatoes, put them on a plate, put a bit of salt on them, a bit of oil, and then this is going on. Scattered with a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Beautiful. So, just make my little rubbish pile over there. Straighten this up. Okay, I'm going to start. It is coriander, right? Yeah. Just had a horrible feeling that I grabbed parsley out of the fridge, not coriander. Which, to be honest, would be fine. Just would be different, that's all. And as for what's on that lamb, it was just from the local butcher. It's got some Jamaican jerk seasoning on it, which doesn't really go with the rest of the meal, but it should look quite colourful. And I just think it's nice. All right, that can go over there. And we're just going to have a little bit of chilli. Again, I like to cut these on the angle. Make me look a bit more pro. Maybe just hack up some of these big ones. Because these chilies actually pack a bit of punch. All right, garnish, happy. Just needs to move on over. Yeah, that's good. All right, back to the pan. Let's cook some meat. Wow. So I'm just going to go a little bit of oil. Actually, you don't need to see this one right now. Yeah, there we go. You can see. I should measure this. I really should start measuring this. And then I'm going to crank this up to medium high, whatever that means. And then turn that guy on. Jeepers. Alright, that should be sizzling. Maybe I should have turned it up to 7 to begin with. I'm a bit traumatized from setting off all these smoke alarms, you know? And again, I'd love to be doing this all live, but I just can't trust the internet here. It's a bit flaky. So I'm live-ish. I mean, it's fairly obvious I'm live. I'm still going to keep recording one take. I'm not going to edit. Not going to do any movie magic. It's just it's just going to be Recorded, uploaded, boom. Okay, now let's cut some tomatoes and arrange them nicely on a plate. So first of all, I'll get rid of the bums. And I'm going for about 3mm thick slice. Yeah. I'll stack these up and I'll bring the plate over in a second. So, I've got to tell you, it's a lot easier with sharp utensils. Now, ideally these would be those big beefsteak ones, but it's like near the end of summer at the moment, so I'm sort of at the whim of, and I'm not new to the area, so I don't know what's available really at the best of times. All right. That one is not as colourful as those, but that's okay. Maybe I could do a little alternation. All right. Great big plate. Run out of room here. I've done it to myself. It's all my own fault. It's the consequences of my own actions. So we're just going to do a nice little ring around the rosy here, but with a little bit less Black Death. Do you know what? I'm going to cheat for aesthetic purposes, and I'm just going to put these guys in here so we have a nice shingled plate. How's that? How's that? Just clean up a little bit. Plate of tomatoes. I did it. Now, salt. And clean up life's little imperfections. Sea salt. And I'm going to put some pepper on there. Recipe doesn't ask for it, but I'm a rogue agent. And also, how cool is this like old cast iron hand cranked pepper mill? Beautiful. Olive oil. And then I actually think this needs a little bit more vinegar. Did that off camera like an idiot, but I added about another teaspoon. And I'm just going to do this by hand. So if you don't like ginger, I'm pretty sure this would be delicious if you used garlic in place. In fact, I'm probably going to attempt to do this with garlic and maybe parsley. Do a little bit more of an Italian type thing. Actually, I mean, who's kidding who? Do this with basil and garlic. You just got yourself a nice caprese. All right, that's that. That's actually going to be my rubbish bin. That's not rubbish, but that is. Hide him away. Oh my God, this might look like the picture. Now, How easy was that? Old Ottolenghi, eh? Simple, just like you said. Okay, wash my hands. And we'll watch this lamb sizzle away for a little bit, eh? Oh, beautiful. And I'm going to clean up my mess. Yeah. You know what? Not quite, not quite. Let's crank this up a little bit more. So lamb, I like to do it like steak, you know, I like, obviously it all depends on how thick the piece is, but like maybe 4 or 5 minutes on one side, 2 on the other. But again, that's depending on how thick it is. And I always like to pull the meat out of the fridge well before I'm going to cook it. And if it's something like, I mean, this was already had like some kind of rub on it. I'm assuming there's plenty of salt, but I'll always try and pre-salt my meat. All right, I think we're ready for a flippage. Now I've probably gone well over those times that I just said. But to be honest, oh jeepers, that jerk's got a bit of smoke to it. To be honest, I'm a much bigger fan of under rather than over. Like the other day when I had raw tuna, that was delicious. And you know what? It didn't die. Alright. Oh wow. What do we have here? I'm just going to pull that way. Oh, no, not too far. Don't lose it. Undo all I've done. How about... Ooh, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Not bad. Not bad for a geezer. And I'm just going to pour some of this stuff over. Like a board juice kind of thing. And you know what? I'm going to put a bit of salt on that. I just don't trust. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I have way too much salt. I need to go to the doctor and get my blood pressure and all that checked. I'm really concerned actually. Because I probably have far too much salt in my diet. What is it? Sodium. Too much sodium. But I'm also very happy, so there is that. All right, here we go. A gigantic, I mean, it's just perspective, don't worry. A gigantic tomato salad, Jamaican lamb shoulder steaks. Sorry, a bit of an aneurysm. And hopefully all cooked to perfection. Let's just hack into one of these and see how I did. Oh, what do you know? Perfect. Just perfect. And there we have it. Tomato carpaccio with spring onion and ginger salsa. Simple, There's actually quite a few bangers in this book. I did it was like a marinated grape and burrata salad thing. It's basically grapes and cheese, and it was, can't go wrong. It's like, what are grapes? They're just young baby little wine bubbles. Anyway, have a good one, guys. I'll see you with probably more from this book, because I just cracked it open the other day. I'm like, man, I want to cook that. So if you like simple cooking, this is actually a really good one for it. All right, have a good one. I'll see you next time.